So what do I see in the deepest layer of the face? First thing, once we lift up the SMAS, is we're going to see this parotid gland. This is one of the glands that makes saliva in our mouth. And it's very important, and we don't change that. We don't trim any of the parotid gland, so you always have good salivary function afterwards. As we move forward, we start seeing this masseter muscle here. This is a muscle that helps us chew. It wraps underneath our jawbone, and when we chew, it pulls our jawbone up. Really cool one. This is where important nerves lie. That's why we know to stay on top of that muscle and protect those nerves from getting injured. As we move forward, we start seeing buccal fat here. This is deeper fat that sits there and starts to bulge for some people. Some people don't have enough. Some people have too much. So we adjust it for every patient, every surgery. Do we need to add a little fat there? Do we need to trim a little bit? We never remove all of it, but sometimes we need to take that out so you don't have that chipmunk cheek when we're done. Then as we move forward, we start seeing the beginning of the zygomaticus major muscle right on our zygomatic bone. And this is a very important muscle. This allows us to dissect the SMAS muscle all the way down to the corner of the mouth safely, making sure you're protected from everything. This muscle is like a suspension bridge. When we're young, it's tight. It's got fat underneath, and it's pushing that suspension bridge up. That's why you have such a bright, happy smile. But as we age, that suspension bridge of a muscle starts to sag. You lose fat underneath it, and it's not working quite as well because it doesn't have the support. That's why we do fat transfer. We take a little bit of that extra fat and put it underneath that suspension bridge, and it lifts that muscle up, gives it a little more vigor, and you have a brighter, happier smile. That's what a good facelift is. A facelift isn't, oh my gosh, how much younger have we made you? It's like, how do you look brighter and happier and refreshed and rested and still look like yourself to all your friends? This here, above the zygomatic bone, is the temporalis muscle. Believe it or not, this muscle here also helps contribute to chew. So this is a very important muscle for us, and we put quite a bit of stitches to help hold everything up against that muscle. This circular muscle around our eye is called the orbicularis oculi muscle. It's a circular muscle that acts like a perspirate. It helps us blink. It helps us forcibly blink. And that's what we're treating when we're treating Botox at the outside edge of that muscle. So that's a good little tour of everything we see when we're doing our deep plane facelift. When we're doing our deep vertical neck lift, we're seeing the hyoid bone underneath here, the submandibular gland, and then there's another muscle there called the anterior digastric that also we see, and we can trim and contour to get a beautiful sharp neckline.